Good morning, Laura. Where is Laura? I see the top of a sun visor. There you are.
Oh,
Good
wait.
morning.
There it goes. Good morning, Gina.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Coffee, second cup.
What time do you get up in the mornings?
Here about 4 o'clock, between 3:34.
Okay.
Yeah, but I like to drink coffee in the morning. I like to just get up and have some quiet time and coffee and all that. And if I do that, then I feel like the rest of my day can do whatever my day wants to do because I have my stuff done. Yeah. The only thing I don't do first thing in the morning is my workouts because I have a trainer. So when, it usually works out sometime around lunch and do the workout.
Okay. Wait, you're not home? You're not home right now?
No, I'm still at my kid's house. I'm in my grandson's bedroom. So
Okay.
we have
Oh,
toys.
wait, was the baby born?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed the call, I think, when you said it. Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wait, so is it a boy or a girl?
Boy or girl, Atticus Jude, 8 pounds. He's lost a little bit of weight.
That Atticus. I like that name.
Me too. I really do. It's a cool name. Like Gary said, he goes, it's like Ragnar, King of the Vikings. And I'm like, okay.
That's To Kill a Mockingbird. Atticus was the attorney.
That's why he was named. Well, partially why he was named Atticus. The other reason is because their other son, my son has a son from a former relationship, and his name is Maddox. So it's Addie and Maddie. I'm like, oh, that's cute.
That's cute.
So anyways, let's hear some good news. Who's got what?
I just got a call saying that they needed to show the house.
Yay!
One next week.
That's cool. It's one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my showings have picked up on Branch Road. I had 3 yesterday. One of them said they couldn't get in, so there was some sort of communication issue.
Right.
But I'm almost up to 10 showings. When I get 10 showings, I should have an offer.
Yay! Nice job. All right. Who else has got some good stuff?
I got a price reduction on the rental.
Nice. Very nice.
It was like pulling teeth.
Yeah, sometimes it is. So did you have to pull out like every objection handler and all that?
Yeah, and if they had listened to me in the beginning, it would have been rented 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Yep. Okay, I want to circle back.
From Walker and a Get Well card.
All right. Who else has got some good stuff? Craig,
I'll go.
Yes.
So I talked to an agent yesterday, and she's hooking me up with a builder that she knows.
Cool.
Yeah, she knows the builder personally, so she's gonna give me his contact today, and also a local bank that does construction loans.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll see how that works out.
Cool beans. Awesome sauce.
You should talk to the Urban League in your city, because they partner with a lot of construction. They're trying to encourage around the U.S. more minorities to be part of the development and the new construction. But they have here a program for people wanting to get construction loans, and they partner with the bank and they streamline it.
And who is they?
The Urban League.
Urban League.
I'll check them out. Thank you.
That is why I love this group. All right. We got more good news? Laura, did I hear from you? Does my brain fried this morning since I'm only on second cup?
No, you haven't. I just can't really think of anything. But yeah.
Okay. Did you lead generate yesterday?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Moving on. Liz, can you talk today? Going once, going twice. Liz can talk today.
No, I can't talk for the full time for the moment I can, and I can't think of anything either. I signed up for Jay Connors. Right now I'm signed up for the event. Whether I go or not, I'm still able to go or not remains unseen, but we've made the steps. So
Cool.
And I've got my hotel reserved, so I'll send you that information.
Okay, no worries. Actually, I booked a room too, just in case. I'm not
Okay.
sure. So I'm good. Thank
All right.
you.
Cool beans. Okay, so my good news, I did a bunch of lead generation yesterday also. I didn't really get calls back on most of them, but I did get 2 appointments set. One appointment, it was so hard to get set. They were just resistant as heck and they desperately need our help, desperately need our help. And I finally used the angle. She's got 51 acres in Oklahoma and she's really struggling with the seller, family member. And so and highest and best use of the property. And I'm like, you know what? Gary is brilliant at that. And so that's how I finally got him into a phone call, her into a phone call. The phone call went fabulous with Gary. And my son was actually listening to it. And my son was like, holy crap. Like, now I see why you work with him. He's brilliant. He's like, the way he structures stuff. And he goes, he's not out for anything other than to help the person. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay, that's really good. So Gary was like, what you should do is you got to talk to your aunt. You got to, walk her through boom, 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 boom. And that part was just the sales skills of getting someone to listen, right? And handling the objections and asking the questions. But then the second part of it was she's got this land with development across the street. If they sold it and did it with a percentage on all future in perpetuity, wow, words aren't working today, in perpetuity on all residual income off there or a percentage off of the profit for forever. He said, not only will she make money, her heirs will make money and they'll make money for forever. It's just like 1% for forever of anything they do. He's like, my friend Socrates, the guy he talks about that got him, Socrates' dad that got him investing or interested in investing and taught him a lot about investing, what did that? And Gary goes, those kids 50 years later are still getting income off of a shopping center in Outer Banks in North Carolina, I think. I'm like, and it was just ways to restructure deal, bless you, Brie, ways to restructure deals and all that. That it was just a really good phone call. But man, I had to keep working it because they did not want to meet. They just didn't want to do it. It's like, you need us. You really need us without being cocky, you know what I mean? And yeah, or being like, are you a fool? Get your butt on the phone, man. So that's my good news. All right. Challenges. What do we got?
I went in for a pedicure. My toenail fell off, and I had a pebble in my stocking.
Your toenail fell off? Like, was it already messed up? No, this is the time that your phone goes quiet. How do you put... I fell and broke all the bones in my body, and now you can't hear a word I say.
Yeah, like now she's
What did you say?
I said,
We're
did
frozen.
your toenail already broke?
It was in pain. I didn't know why, and I went in for a pedicure, and it was like hanging off, and I had to wait tables last night with a toenail and a pebble in my stocking.
All right, so compare that to the pain of lead generating when you don't want to. Just saying. Craig, you said something and I said I want to go back to that. What was it that you said?
It was Brianna that you said it about, I thought.
Okay, but what was
Yeah, I
it
think
that you
it's-
said?
The
I don't remember.
builder,
The
new
builder,
construction,
new construction,
developer.
building.
Oh yeah, the urban
No, it
league.
had to do with getting a decrease in the rent.
That's what it was. All right.
Okay.
Oh,
You said that. Thank you, Kay. My girl. Okay. You said this line. And I've heard this line in this room a bunch actually. If they would have done what I told them to do, it would already be rented.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. How many times has that happened to you guys where if they would have done what I told them to do, it would be sold, they'd be in their house, it'd be rented, it would be whatever. Has it happened?
All the time. It drive myself crazy with Corrine.
Okay. Well, yeah, especially with Corinne. She's like your chronic. Okay. What can we do when we have those situations? when I ran into those situations, I finally realized that the problem was always me, because I'm the one in the middle of situations. I'm the only common denominator. So ding, 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 my fault. And I also, and I probably came to that conclusion, and I don't know, but I'm just trying to remember back into the nether regions of my not coffeeed enough brain. And I also probably was on occasion internally, not externally, bitching about other agents whose clients were out of control. And they weren't doing things that they should be doing. Yeah. And so I finally was like, and I always, when I'm in a situation where the client's out of control, I always go after it's the other agent. I mean, it's not my job to deal with the client anyway, but you need to get your client under control. I cannot tell you how many times I've said that. You need to get your client under control. Your client's not under control right now. And then I realized that when my clients do that also, I'm not in control of the situation and I'm allowing it to happen. And it was like, ugh. And so I learned and then I was like, no, we're not doing this. And I vacillate in my life between the two sides of love, of being really kind because I don't want to ever hurt people. And then sometimes I just want to smack the crap out of them because it's like, you're not doing what you need to be doing. And you said you wanted to get here. Why are you not doing this?
Are you reading my mind?
This is why I feel real estate only goes 30 days-ish, because at 32, I want to, like, I don't know, I want to bury you under my patio. So anyway, I stopped what I was doing and I stopped being, there were lines that I had to draw. And when I draw those lines, and one of the lines I drew, one of the very first lines I drew was flat out price. I just drew a line. It's like, we're not ever, 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 ever overpricing. We're not going to do it. That was one line I drew. Another line I drew was my commission. I drew that line really early. Price, commission. Another one I drew, one-stop listing appointment. I'm not doing a two-stop. You're flipping signing today. This is what you need to do. This is what you said you needed to do. This is what you said you wanted. I know I'm the person who can get you there. You're signing today. And I found out that my lesson that I personally learned, that the harsher I was when I don't go in harsh, I go in as, you know, a professional kind and all those kinds of things. But if you push me on it, I'm going to push you back as hard as I have to. And I will continue to push you. And the only way that I can do it is if I've spent my time doing my job, which is digging into your motivation. And when I know why you want to do what you want to do, then I will bulldog you. I will pit bull you in a skirt, I think someone said one time. And I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that. And then my lesson that I learned was this. If I was flat out, no, you are not doing that. This is how this is going to work, boom. And I was very no, and had to handle my objections and all that kind of stuff, and sometimes had to beat you over the head and shoulders with a stick. If I did that, at the end of the transaction, when the house sold and everything, everybody loved me. Oh my God, you're the most amazing agent ever, blah, 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 blah. Here's reviews, here's this, here's that, here's the other. If I didn't, and I let them push me around out of kindness to let them do their own way and their own thing and blah, 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 I did not get the good reviews. And they said I was a sucky agent. And you know what? They were right. I was a sucky agent because I let them do it. So, any thoughts or feelings or anything wrapped around that? Has anyone experienced that, tried that, has that going on, or anything like that? Or does that ring true to anybody?
I had it going on yesterday in spades. And I just, I was trying to be nice to this lady that had lost her house. She told me it was like a new build DR Horton. And so I was going to go jump right in and get DR Horton and see if we could salvage the mortgage through Lou Brown. And then I found out, then she wanted to go look at new houses, and she's jumping all over. And I said, wait a minute. You can't do anything until you get pre-qualified. And so I just said, we're not doing anything else until you get this stuff done. And I gave her a list. And so she sent me some stuff last night, but I feel like I keep getting sucked in by the crazy people. So I don't know why I'm attracting crazy people. Am I crazy? I don't know. I just want to pull my hair out.
Who here feels that buyers and sellers are insane?
Certainly can be.
Me too. They really, really are. So in your particular situation, since you're getting sucked in by crazy people and they're all crazy and we all have to deal with them, what kinds of things do you think you can do up front, like you did with her, when they start going crazy?
How?
I mean, I know I have to draw a line. And yesterday, I had an issue going on with Anna, and she wanted me to come and bring some documents there, and I didn't have time. And I just said, look, I'll scan them to you and I'll send them to you, but I don't have time to come there and talk to you. And I don't want to argue about it. This is really your job, not my job. And I've done everything I can do. I'm done. And so, I can't wait till the end of this month, and then I'm not doing it anymore. I've honored my commitment.
Craig, I saw your mic go off for a second.
Yeah, so and I told you about one I had recently with my wife's family member. Sort of the same thing, and seems like I attract the crazies too. For every good one I have, it's like 2 or 3 crazies that come behind. But their house is still on the market. I told them it was priced too high. I wouldn't take the overpriced listing. And my ego says every time I look and see it's still on the market, the ego says yes, I'm right. Which I don't think I should be like that. But it does make me feel good that what I told them is, actually true.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, sometimes I get frustrated, and then I just say, well, Buffett, I don't want to work with you. And I think I should be that bulldog you're talking about and bring them back in and get them to see what I'm talking about, and how it benefit them if they truly want to sell the home. So that's my fault is I, get frustrated and, I'm like, go find somebody else, and even if I don't take them, even if I don't take them, I could at least try to refer them to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody else closes them, I still get some money, so that's my fault. I need to work on that.
I love that. Do you know when I consider you a success, a huge success, either in lead generating or in objection handling or in anything like that? When I think the highest level of success is, do you guys have any idea?
Is
It's
when you can problem solve, like the difficult moments.
even higher than that. Even higher than that. I consider the highest level of success, and I am not joking on this, when you're lead generating and they say, don't ever flipping call me again, thunk, or when you're in their face, in a meeting and you're handling their objections and going back and back and back and back and keep on handling, and they're like, and they kick you out of their house. If either one of those things happen, then I know that you have tried everything you can possibly try. And I mean everything. And not like they hung up on you because you're a gargantuan jerk, but when I get hung up on and, and I know that I'm succeeding. All right. I'm succeeding. If you actually kick me out of your house and say, I'm not signing anything, you need to leave now. All right. That means I pushed you as hard as I can push you, and I can't push you anymore. So it's a weird way of looking at it, but I really like that because it taught me to just, it's one of the things. So we had a big, huge bell in one of my offices in Virginia. I had a big, huge bell. And I taught everybody, I'm like, I had a brand new office. I got to get them like their mindset going and everything. And the newer agents also. And so I kept on working with them. I'm like, if you get hung up on or screamed F you or whatever, I want you to go in and ring that bell. And then I taught my ownership group and the staff, and I'm like, if you ever hear that bell ring, I want you to run from wherever you are into the center of the lobby where that bell was, big ship bell. And I want you to like, woo! And we did that. And the first time we did it, freaked the agent out. But the message really is like, you're a success. Good job. Nice job. You know, you got hung up on. Go back to work. You're doing fabulous. And then Kay, you just hit on something which reminded me of that. And I don't remember exactly what it was we said, but I don't have time. That's what you said. So here's my question. All that crazy stuff that we're doing for the people that we deem to be crazy, when actually we're the common denominator here. If we had 100 of those and 10 of the crazies were ready to close, like right now today, and by close, I mean like write the offer or, you know, reduce their price or whatever. Would we deal with the 90 others that are crazy, or, you know, what would we do with the 90 others that are crazy? If we have 100 of those, what are we going to deal with them?
Refer them out.
Draw a line over, you know, what I can do and what I can't do. You know, I can't do, no. And it's like this. I listed houses only on Friday. That was it. Friday, I listed houses. You could have any appointment you wanted to. I had 4 of them set in stone. I could adjust them a little bit, but I listed houses on Friday. So if you call me up and you're like, I want to list my house Thursday, it's Wednesday, and I want to list my house tomorrow, I can be over there on Friday. Well, and if Friday was booked, it was the following. And if they were like, and I'm like, no, we list houses on Friday. That's what we do. And the thing of it was, in the beginning, when I first did that, I didn't have my week wasn't completely booked out at all. It was getting busy, but it wasn't booked out. And I was doing listing. You called me, I dropped everything and ran. That's what I was. I just did it. I was like, bam, phone rings, go. And I thought, this is stupid and a waste of my time, and I'm not doing it anymore. And so I switched it over to Fridays. And once I did that, I could get a lot more business in. And I just learned to push back on people, because you don't call a doctor and do that crap, right? So one of the answers when people are pulling and tugging with stupid stuff is to be too dang busy. It's just, no, this does not work for me. I love to, can. What I need you to do is this. And people will do it. They really will do it. Now, love to, can't, this is too busy for me. Too many appointments. How do we go get more appointments? Ooh, I got a Laura hand up. Legion. I know.
Legion.
It is. It's the answer. Laura.
I was gonna say that. Lead generation, which I'm not doing, but yes, lead generation is how.
It does. It solves everything. It really, really, really does. Connecting with people and going and getting more business when they're crazy and all those kinds of things. It calms the crazies down, because you have to push them to do what they need to be doing. You have to.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you ever lead generate your lenders, or like you just go based off of referrals, or you just call lenders and interview them? Like, how do you do that?
What do you guys do for lenders? And I'll toss in my 5 cents.
I connect with as many lenders as I can, because I like to know what products they have.
I guess, Brianna, how are you connecting with them? Based off of like recommendations that you're getting from other agents, or
Yeah, and
you're just researching them yourself?
Yeah, so like if I work with a lender and it's on the other side, I'm the seller and the buyer, and it seems like they had a good experience, I'll go meet with them as well. I would encourage you, Laura, to join NAREB, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. And I've met a lot of lenders. So NAREB is the partner organization to NAR, National Association of Realtors. NAR used to not allow African Americans to become a part of it.
Oh
So
my God.
I know. That's the same thing I did, Kay.
Holy crap.
That was the first African American to become a part of NAR, is still alive and active. He's in California, and only like 60, 70 years old. So it wasn't that long ago that NAR just started allowing African Americans to be a part of it. So NAREB was started so that we could have standards and be a part of an organization. The mission has changed a bit, because we can be a part of both. You don't have to be African American to be a part of it. It's just historically it's been. And their mission is democracy in housing. So because of that, the lenders and the appraisers and the inspectors and the realtors that are part of it are really trying to open up doors. So I say that a lot of banks and mortgage companies that belong have products that cater towards those that have been disenfranchised. So that's where I found a lot about partnerships between nonprofits like the Urban League and the construction loans and the developers, and these 100% loans that are in-house that have a lower interest rate than THDA. So in Atlanta, it's huge. NARAB is huge because of the demographics of Atlanta. So
Flipping awesome.
all of you, I encourage you to be a part of it. You don't have to be Black to be a part of it. But if you're really trying to look to build like the democracy in housing, like-minded lenders, appraisers, inspectors, and real estate agents are part of that. And that's where I've met a lot of people to help my buyers and sellers, both on commercial and residential.
And I've met a lot of mortgage brokers. I mean, I go to my EXP meetings in the area, and I've met a lot of mortgage brokers there because they tend to sponsor. And I also joined REIA, the local Real Estate Investors Association. There's usually 2 or 3 in your area, and met a lot of lenders there.
I would interview lenders and kind of field through them until I found my 2 or 3 that did very different products and did a really good job, depending upon the situation with the person. And then I did everything I could to push them to them. In the beginning, everybody wanted to take me to lunch and that kind of stuff. And I don't know, it didn't, I don't know. They were good at going to lunch, I guess, is what I want to say. Yeah. And so, it was hard to filter through. And then same thing with title companies, because they were always wooing the business also. I had a lot of them that wanted to go to lunch, and I finally settled on one that pretty much would put my stuff to the top of the stack and treated my clients really well. And I did everything through them. And that's one of the things I could counter. In Washington State, you could counter title company, which you can't counter title company in every state, title and escrow, but you could back there. And if the deal came through together on my listing and the buyer came through with this perfect deal, like, oh my God, I still countered title and escrow, because they always counter something. That was just my business practice, was I always countered something on the other side, because I don't want a buyer to put in an offer for, a house is listed at 250, put the offer in for 250 and feel like they could have got it for 230 because we didn't counter on anything. So that was just a psychological thing that I countered on something. So if I had nothing else, because a perfect offer, we countered on title because I knew they'd take it.
Okay.
So, all right, you all. Anything else before we close out our fabulous Thursday and I move into my last day of training on DISC and Abelson and all those good things? You got something? Nope, you got nothing?
Yeah.
What you got, Craig?
One more thing. So I did have some more good news. So a friend of mine, we did a lot of business together with the pressure washing and window cleaning. And so he's still doing a lot of that, but he recently got his insurance license. So he's going to be selling life insurance, I guess. So he got an office in town, and he told me that I can use his office whenever I get ready. So he's going to give me a key this morning, and I'll be able to go into an office and work. So that'll get me out of the house more, instead of being distracted at home. I have a place to go and lead generate and even meet some clients if I want to.
Nice.
And he's not gonna charge me. Although I will give him
Nice.
something, but yeah,
Right.
I'll still give him something, but yeah, he says I can use it for free.
That's great news.
It is really good news. What life insurance company did he go with? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Okay, reach out to David Edwards on the team. He's up in Pensacola. David is on the very tail ends of putting together a thing that's going to revolutionize the insurance company. It's an amazing product of software, and they launch in like I think they launch on the 20th, but what they will do is they're bringing the first group in. It's like $19 or something like that. They're bringing that first group in at that low. I know, don't quote me on the prices, but they're bringing that first group in on that. It's really going to help him as he's building his business. It's a really good product. David's my accountability buddy, and I've been
Okay.
with him all the way through as he's been honing this thing down. And when he showed it to me, I was like, holy crap, that is amazing.
What's his number?
Great.
David Edwards, I just know he's on the team and he's up in Pensacola. Well, hang on, I do have his number. Let me find my phone. David, where are you, darling? He's even on my speed dial, so it's not that hard to find the guy. So let's find you. Okay, David is here. I'll put it in chat. It's 850. I'll put it in chat as I'm doing it. 396. That's right. 1003. There you go. David Edwards up in Pensacola. He's just also, so he's on our team. He's just an amazingly good guy. He's my first accountability buddy I've ever had. That I have two now, but he's my first one I've ever had that actually is accountable. We actually meet every single week, no matter what. David and I meet. And now I have another one, Nick DeVito. He's in the Honey Badger line, and I love him also. He also is accountable. We meet every single week, no matter what. I never had accountability buddies. David and I have been ABs for a year and a half now, 2 years almost, maybe 2 years. I've never had one last longer than 3 months, maybe. It's just hard to find a good AB. So I got 2 of them now. It's awesome. And I highly encourage you, if you don't have that in your life, find somebody that aligns up with your level of work intensity or whatever it is you want to work on. If you want to do a physical, fitness one, line up with someone that lines up with the intensity that you care about physical fitness. And then keep on working with other people if they drop out, and just find another one until you find that one that matches. Okay. Is there anything else?
Good morning, everyone. Have a great day.
Good morning, PF. Good to see you. PF, what is that? I've always wondered this. That picture in the center behind your head, what is that? Hang on, I want to pin you. Yes, so I can see it. Leaves. Oh, it's so pretty. I love the colors. It reminds me very much of art during the Craftsman era. There was a lot of those colors. Those green.
Yeah, it's a painting. It's oil. It's an oil painting that I got at an art auction here that is called the Art Heist.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so this the South County Art Association in Rhode Island has a yearly fundraiser, and all the artists in the area donate pieces of work.
Oh, that's cool.
Several pieces, and then you buy a ticket. It's kind of like one of those swaps things.
Uh-huh.
You get called up, and then you have the run of the entire gallery, so you can pick whatever you want, as long as it hasn't been stolen.
Right. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's
so in my office, I am surrounded by the 4 seasons. In front of me is the spring. It's a painting of it's a meadow. It symbolizes spring. To my right is a beach. So it symbolizes summer, and there's fallen leaves symbolizes autumn. And then over there on my left is a winter scene.
Wow. So you change your mood depending on where you're going to look.
Exactly. Yeah. So somehow fall is always behind me. And spring is ahead of me.
That's probably a great thing. I love that. We have a thing in Florida. I'll let you guys go because I want to respect your time. We have a thing in Florida called the Highwaymen. And by Liz, darling, what the Highwaymen are is, it was after World War II, I believe, that a bunch of African-American people came home and there were no jobs, there was no nothing. And so this guy said, look, I'll teach you how to paint. And I'll teach you how to paint really cheap, and we'll sell them out of the trunks of our cars on the freeway, on the highway. And so in Florida, you had these people, and they would literally get, they would paint on anything, chunks of sections of wood, that kind of thing. So it was kind of a rustic thing. And then the frames were like molding that they made themselves. So he taught them how to do that. And then he taught them how to paint. And it's a very particular style, and it's Florida scenes. And it's a lot of sunsets and bright, intense colors. and it's really cool. And there's still like 3 of the original Highwaymen that are still alive, but they've now revived it and they do shows. So they'll do shows around here and a couple times a year, and they'll bring like 1 or maybe 2 of the Highwaymen and then the new people that have picked up the concept. And it's a, like I said, it's a very particular style. It's a lot of sunset. So a lot of the trees and everything are in black, and then the bright, vivid, intense colors behind them. It's a
Oh,
cool,
that's so cool.
isn't it? I love
Yeah.
I love stories of artists and what they do and all that. So
Yeah, maybe one day I'll give you guys a tour.
that would be cool. I'm an art freak. I used to paint a long time ago, and I haven't painted in a long time, and I don't really care to paint anymore. I painted because I was going through the world's worst divorce and had the world's worst marriage. And so I painted for a couple of years prolifically, and I
Yeah.
don't paint at all anymore. And it's okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
It's
yeah,
okay.
that was what I
Seems
did to get
it's-
through that. Exactly.
seems
I have a
yeah.
great book about art and galleries and art lovers that's written by Nicholas Sparks. I just finished it last night. It's called The Longest Ride, a definite read.
Nice.
Lovely. All right, I have a really good one. If you ever deal with, I think I'm going to pull this out. I'm pulling this book out. If you ever deal with fear and lead generation, there's a book. So I'll tell you this. The Keller Williams Red book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, that book.
Yeah.
In that book, which I am an aficionado of, which I've read it over and over and over and over again. In that book, Gary Keller lists 10 books that influenced him to write that book. So I determined that I was going to read all 10 of the books that he referenced in that book. And now, full disclosure, I did not read the one by Warren Buffett that's about this thick on finance. I read everything else. But there's one in there called, it's a little tiny, slim little novel. It's called Art and Fear, and by Craig. And the Art and Fear has to deal with, and as an artist, because you have to pour yourself in, it's just exposing. Same thing with writing or anything else like that. And there's a lot of fear to really pour into it who you really, really are. Same thing with writing, because you're opening up and exposing yourself. And the more real you are, and the more you do that, and you fear rejection, the more people accept it. They just do. And in my experience with my writing, people love it or they hate it. And that's okay, because that's been my experience with me also. People either love me or they really don't like me at all. And again, it's okay. But Art and Fear deals with that exposing and doing it anyway. And it's a really, really good read. So the reason why I want to bring it back out again is because I get to build classes for Success Magazine. I get to build courses. And then, so I'm going to build one on this. Gary and I are actually, okay, here you go, heads up. Gary and I are working together next month. We're going to put together a package training deal of some sort that has to deal with the upcoming shifting market and how you really thrive in it. And so out of that, we'll build a course for y'all, and then we'll tweak it, and I'll build it for Success Magazine and go that direction with it also. But that's one. And the other one is all this stuff's been swirling around me about fear, identity, imposter syndrome, worth, value, all that kind of stuff. So that's the other one I'm going to work on as soon as I get home and start getting that built. I got files of stuff at home, piles and piles of files of stuff at home. I want to go through and kind of pull together that. So Art and Fear, good book. Awesome.
Awesome.
I was recommended yesterday, Improv Your Life.
Oh.
I don't know too much about it. I was on a call with Pam Allen, trying to help her.
I like her.
Yeah, I thought you would. And so I'm trying to help her with some stuff. And she asked me to do a call with her. And it was interesting how it went. But that was one of the things that we talked about in the end when we were just talking.
Right. Yeah, I do. I really like her. I like the rules of improv in life anyway. The rules of improv, like the basic one, you always have to agree and say yes. And then you take it the next step. And things like that are just fun to work with and how they apply to life. So that's good stuff. All right, y'all. I gotta run. I gotta get breakfast and everything and another cup of coffee in me before I have that class starting up here. Appreciate you all so much. Really, really do. So, right.
Thank you.
You're
right.
so, thank you. Hugely thank you. All right. Have a really good day. See y'all mañana.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.